Giddy up and ride straight out of this town. You and your horse. Hey everybody, it's Charles and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, hi, my name is Charles and yes, welcome to my channel. So today I thought we'd listen to Kacey Musgraves' second album, Pageant Material, and I've heard her third album, which is her most recent, Golden Hour, but other than Golden Hour, I've never heard any of her other albums, so I thought, let's go down the list starting with Pageant Material. Kacey Musgraves really hasn't been in my sphere of consciousness for more than I would say like maybe 2 or 3 years. I will say that I really only noticed her when her Golden Hour era was happening, so I'm pretty late. But then again, this is her third album, Golden Hour, so I mean, I can't be that late to the whole Kacey Musgraves boat, can I? The first song I ever heard from Kacey Musgraves, I believe, was the iconic song Merry-Go-Round. I think I Shazammed it while I was watching a TV show, and then I was like, who is this Kacey Musgraves? And then, that led me to knowing who Kacey Musgrave was initially, but yeah, it wasn't until Golden Hour that I was like, okay, this is Kacey Musgraves. Baby, we are diving into yeehaw country. I mean, I haven't been in yeehaw country since, Taylor Swift was in country, since I listened to, Miranda Lambert, Carrie Underwood, Big Little Town. I'm just like, if you were a woman in country, I was all for you. If you're a man in country or men in country, not for me, but whatever. Honestly, what's going on in country music right now with the whole, whatever that guy's name is, I was like, baby, you are not sorry you said it, you're sorry you got caught. And when I saw that tweet from Kelsey Ballerini, she was like, this isn't who we are. But then Maren Morris was like, girl, she wasn't responding to Kelsey, but in her own separate tweet, she was like, girl, this is exactly what Nashville and country music is. They hide this guy and what he does, and people like him do all the time, and then they're always protected by the radio stations and all that, and the, music labels. And I'm just like, girl, Maren is spilling the tea, which is why I'm just like, we need to either fix country music by getting rid of those kind of people, or, y'all should just evacuate like Taylor Swift if that's the last resort. Which is why I'm like, I love Kacey and I love that she's doing country, but at the same time, I've heard Easy, which she features on with Troye Sivan, and I'm like, I just know she made a pop album that Kacey would be popping really hard. Apparently, country music radio stations hate Kacey Musgraves, and I'm just like, they hate her because she stands up for things they don't believe in, and she has beliefs that they don't agree with. And I'm like, girl, this sucks, because Kacey's a pretty cool person and she stands up for pretty great things. That's why I'm like, girl, if you can't save country, I highly recommend, like Taylor Swift, you pack it up and move to pop, because Taylor Swift couldn't save country. She was like, girl, I don't like this place, so she left. That's why I'm like, Kacey, if you can't save country, then pack it up and come to pop, because I love you, girl. I love you, and we'll see if I like your albums. Now that I've talked about what's going on in the country music industry right now, and in general, I'm just like, okay, let's get back to Kacey Musgraves' Pageant Material. But before we get into Kacey Musgraves' album, I'm just gonna say you should subscribe to my channel if you like music reactions, or I talk about movies and Blu-rays and anything else I want to talk about on my channel, because it's my channel. I'm gonna talk about whatever I want. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, and maybe if you like my personality, then subscribe, because why not? Okay, so there are 13 songs in this album, and it's a pretty short album. It's around a little over 40 minutes, so let's see how this goes. So the first song on the album is called High Time. She said, I'm gonna relax. That's what I thought she was gonna say. Ooh, love this instrumental break. So that was High Time, and I love the message of the song of, just taking it back and relaxing and, finding who you are again, because I feel like what she's saying with the song is that maybe she lost herself a bit, so she has to, take some time to rediscover who she is. And, she's talking about, like, money and having all these things, and I'm like, she's basically saying, who cares about all that stuff, we just gotta make sure we stay true to ourselves. And I'm like, girl, yes. In terms of opening the album, I think this is a great song to open the album with. It is very soothing, and I don't know, I just like the message of it, and I'm just like, it really gives me a good feel so far of the vibe of the album. And I'm like, this is gonna be a pleasant time at the very least. So the next song on the album is called Dime Store Cowgirl. So maybe she will never leave country music. Okay, Kacey, whatever. Maybe we can try, Kacey. Maybe. That's what she said, but we can try. Okay, so that was Dime Store Cowgirl, and I feel like this song is building off what the first song from the album, was talking about like being yourself. Because in the first song, High Time, she was talking about rediscovering who she is and staying true to herself. And in this song, she's talking about no matter where she goes, she's always going to be that country girl. And I'm just like, oh my God, Kacey, you said you can't take the country out of this girl. And I'm like, maybe? Who knows? It is 2021 now. We don't know where your mindset is. This album came out in like what? I think, give me a second. I don't know. Okay, so this album came out in 2015. So it's been at almost like 6 years since this album came out. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe you are ready to move on from country, or maybe you want to save country and destroy those kind of guys who are making country like a very toxic place. Whatever you want to do, Kacey, whatever you want to do, I support you. I really love the line in the bridge of the song where she goes, I'm happy with what I got, cause what I got is all I need. Just cause it don't cost a lot, don't mean it's cheap. And I'm like, yeah, you say that, girl, you say that. But then again, money can sometimes buy happiness depending on the person, so I don't know, girl, if they offered me money, I'd be like, girl, yeah, just give me the money. As long as I don't have to do anything crazy or tiring or gonna wreck my soul, I'm just like, give me the money, cause, I'm pretty sure I know I can spend enough money to make me be like, yeah, I'm happy enough, girl. So the next song on the album is Late to the Party.
Just say we're almost there. We ain't even in the car. By the time we get there, everybody will be drunk. The chairs will be on tables, and the band will be.
Wow, you are really late to the party. Beautiful vocals. I was like, was she gonna say party of two? Exactly. Late to the party with you. Okay, so that was Late to the Party, and I'm just like, I vibe with the song. She's saying, girl, I don't even want to be here. I just don't. These parties are just formalities, having to say hi and do all these rounds of talking to people. I'm like, yeah, parties like that suck. But you know what? She's like, you know what? I just want to be with you. And, who cares if we're late as long as I see us together. And yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, who cares? Unless the parties are going to be a good party. I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to go anywhere because I hate going outside. The next song on the album is the titular Pageant material.
You're a girl who grows up in the South.
Ew, the South. Because they have such weird things going on in the South. I mean, why do we gots to be? Okay, so that was Pageant material, and I'm just like, once again, this song is reverberating a message that this whole album has been conveying this whole time of being true to yourself. Because, the song's talking about how, she ain't fitting in with all these things, and, she wouldn't want to win being not herself. If she's gonna win, she wants to win, being who she really is. And I'm just like, girl, pageants are so, and a lot of the things that go on in the South, I'm like, y'all, these things should be eradicated already, and y'all should be more forward thinking, but y'all are not, which is why problems, problems, problems in the South. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people in the South who are forward thinking and want to progress, but, the people who want things to stay the same and maybe even want to regress backwards are louder and show up more in force. That's why I'm just like, the South, such complicated feelings, and I'm just like, I feel for the people who do not like what's going on in the South. But you know what? I'm just like, Kacey, yes, you're like, I love my home, I love this place, but at the same time, I don't want to do these things that people say I should be doing, because, that's just not me. And I'm just like, yes, non-conforming queen, yes. I really love the line in the song where she goes, and who's to say I'm a 9.5 or 4.0 if you don't even know me? And I'm like, yeah, at the end of the day, I'm like, it is very nice to have a great body and have an amazing face, but, if the personality and the brilliance and, like, all that other stuff isn't there, then you're basically a mannequin. And I'm like, you want someone who has a great personality, who's smart, who can make you laugh, all those things. And I'm like, yeah, you really can't judge someone until you get to know them truly. The next song on the album is called This Town.
And everybody got real happy when the grocery store got beer. This town's too small to be me. Yeah, it's too dang small to be me. Somebody's husband and somebody's daughter.
This is a small town if all this connections is happening.
Out for each other.
So that was This Town, and all I gotta say about this song is, girl, if you feel like, you're too big for this town, then leave. I mean, I know you're talking about how y'all know each other and that you take care of each other, and I'm just like, that's cute, but I don't know. I just don't know. Is this like Schitt's Creek? Is everyone nice here? Are we all diverse and everyone's nice? Or are we all like white and all the same? Because if so, I'm just like, of course it'd be easy to be looking out for each other easily. But I'm like, in general, I don't like small towns. That's why I'm just like, girl, you gotta leave. And I'm just like, if you feel like you're too big for this town, then, leave. Because there are other places that you can grow and would be a better environment, in my opinion. Okay, so the next song on the album is called Biscuits. Wow, you're so punny, Kacey.
We'll be gravy. Nobody's perfect. We've all lost and we've all lied. Build your own fences and own your own crazy. Mind your own biscuits and life. We'll be gravy. Pouring salt in my sugar won't make yours any sweeter.
So that was Biscuits, and I'm just like, listen to the song, I was like, this sounds like a song about minding your own business. And when she got to the chorus and she was like, mind your own biscuits and everything will be gravy, I was like, punny, you're punny, Kacey Musgraves. But I'm just like, girl, it is hard to stay out of other people's business sometimes. I mean, she's like, if it's not your fight, don't pick it. And I'm just like, I don't know. Sometimes people need help. And if you can provide the help, go help. But I don't know, some of the things like, if you're gonna like talk back to them or whatever and make them feel little, is it gonna make you feel taller? I'm like, no, but at least you'll minimize them. The next song on the album is called Somebody to Love, and when I think about that phrase, I just keep thinking about the iconic Queen song Somebody to Love, because God, I sing that song way too often when I'm like not thinking and I'm just like, ooh, the lyrics pop into my head.
And just searching for somebody to love.
Somebody to love.
We're all liars, we're all good, but we ain't angels. We all sin, but we ain't devils. We're all pots and we're all kettles. We all talk, but we don't listen. We're all starving for attention in the run.
This is an at to me. Kacey Musgrave is choosing violence against me.
Thinking we'll be fixed by someone else.
I know, that's a horrible thought.
Hold it, we're all little kids just looking for love.
True. T.
Just once.
Okay, so that was Somebody to Love, and Kacey chose violence against me by adding me with this song. I'm just like, whew, the emotions I was feeling. And, you know, her song talking about, you know, everyone's just trying to find meaning in their life and everyone's just trying to, you know, find someone who's going to love them and we're not perfect. And it's like, yeah, such a simple message, but you know what? Simple messages, when done well, really hit me in the heart. So, what can I say? The next song on the album is called Miserable, and is this gonna be sad? We'll see.
Your heart's as heavy as a stone you throw. Can't see the flowers for the weed you grow.
Love the guitar.
You try to tell me you want happiness. Your sky's still gray when the sun's around. But you can't set sail with your anchor down. And you ain't happiness. You're miserable.
Interesting.
Miserable. If misery loves company, then I can keep you company. No.
Ooh, she said, I'm not misery. I'm not miserable. I can't keep you company. I'm gonna go. Okay, so that was Miserable, and I thought that was gonna be a really sad song, but you know, it was more the message in the song was sad. Like, this person can't be really happy, and they're only really happy if they're miserable, especially if, you know, other people around them are miserable. And I'm just like, girl, you gotta leave. And when she sang the song, you know, misery loves company, which means I can't be your company, because she's like, look, I don't want to be miserable, so you gotta go. I gotta go. And I was like, yes, Kacey, yes, but love the song, God. Very unexpected, the production of it, and you know, the way Kacey was delivering the vocals. I was like, not very unexpected, and I liked it a lot. The next song on the album is called Die Fun.
So what if I don't wanna? What if I'm just gonna stay drunk? Don't know when we're done. So let's love hard, live fast, die fun.
She said, we gotta live life, people. And I'm like, yeah, because who knows when we're gonna die.
Let's over before we get to heaven, baby. Let's give 'em hell. We might as well.
Okay, so that was Die Fun, and it was a pretty self-explanatory song. I mean, we gotta live life to the fullest, and you don't know when things are gonna be over, so we just gotta live things to the fullest and, you know, have fun while we're doing it. And I'm just like, yeah, Kacey, yeah. The next song on the album is called Family is Family, and I'm like, family. Family, family, family.
They're there for your first year. They give you your first beer. When it's all said and done, they're the only ones that you got. They might not be fancy, but family is family.
So that was Family's Family, and I mean, the song was pretty straightforward, just like the last song. I mean, you know, we don't get to pick our families, but then again, if you're in the gay community, if you're in the LGBTQ community, yes, you can choose who your family is. Chosen family. But anyway, Kacey's just like, girl, our families are family, and even though we don't like them sometimes and they be annoying, they'll be there for us. And I'm just like, yeah. The next song on the album is Good Old Boys Club, and I feel like Kacey might be spilling some tea. In the song. We'll see.
Shouldn't be about who it is you know, but about how good you are.
Yes.
Don't wanna be part of the good old boys club. And if I end up going down in flames, well, at least I know I did it my own way.
My own way. The only people who want to be a part of that club are stupid boys.
Friends will get you in and they'll get you far.
I know, they will. Networking.
Become appreciate you, but no thanks.
Mm.
Big machine, your good old boys club.
She said, So that was Good Old Boys Club, and I'm just like, yes, when did it become about who you know, not the work you produce? I'm just like, there are a lot of people who are talented, who are brilliant, but never make it in any field they want to go into because, they didn't know the right people. And I'm like, this is the worst, and I'm just like, it needs to stop. The next song on the album is called Cup of Tea.
Everybody's cup of tea.
Exactly.
Maybe you're still driving your high school car. Maybe you still don't know just who you are. You can't be. But hey, life goes on.
Life goes on.
We've all got the right to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you wanna be?
Exactly. I don't like people who are people pleasers. So that was Cup of Tea, and I'm just like, yes, girl. Why are we trying to form fit ourselves to be likable to everyone? And it's like, you either are liked by the people for who you are, or you aren't. And it's like, yes, certain people like certain people, and it's like, I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Haha, Kacey, she's like, gotcha. But yeah, we're all different people, and it's like, we're not always gonna get along with other people, and we're gonna make mistakes in our life, but you know what? Life goes on, as Kacey said, and it's like, yeah, we just gotta, keep moving forward, says the Robinsons. So the last song on the album is called Fine. Okay, we finally getting a slow song.
Pick those tomatoes, and if they ask, I'll say fine.
Oh, that's what fine means in the context of this song.
And I'll try to sleep, but just lie here awake. I've stopped counting sheep. Love chooses you.
Okay, so that was fine, and like the song name, I thought it was just fine. I mean, it was a sad message, but you know what? I just wasn't that big of a fan of the way that everything came together in the song. Just wasn't a fan. Okay, so with that, we have finally reached the end of Kacey Musgraves' Pageant Material album, and I gotta say, this album was way stronger than I thought it was gonna be. If I had to choose between this album and Kacey Musgraves' Golden Hour, which is the only other Kacey Musgraves album I've heard, I probably would choose this one because, I don't know, it just felt more detailed and it felt a lot more cohesive. I mean, the storytelling going on in this album just felt way stronger than what was going on in Golden Hour. Golden Hour just felt like an ethereal vibe, but this one felt more precise with what it was trying to go for? This album really conveyed its message of, staying true to yourself and not listening to what other people say, like, really well, and not getting lost in what people and society are trying to tell you to do. Just staying true to yourself and, living life and loving what you're doing. I'm just like, yeah, that message was very well conveyed throughout this whole album. I cannot believe this album only got nominated for 1 Grammy for Best Country Album only. I'm just like, there are bops on this album. I mean, come on. I was like, she already won, I think, like 2 Grammys by the point of this album's release. So I was like, where were the nominations for this album? This feels Taylor Swift Red era, like, snubbery. I'm just like, where were the other nominations? When it comes to this album, I really enjoyed every single song on this album. But, This Town, Family's Family, and Fine, those 3 songs, they weren't on the level of all the other songs on this album, so those 3 would be not on my list of favorite songs off this album. But you know what? 10 out of 13 songs, I'm just like, that is a pretty good ratio if you ask me. So tell me down below in the comments what you thought about this album. Is this your favorite Kacey Musgraves album? What are your favorite songs from this album? And you know what? Are we excited for new Kacey music? Because Golden Hour came out when? Like 2018-19? So I feel like a new album should be emerging within either this year or next year. So I'm just like, girl, are we gonna get another country album or are we ready to go into pop? Even though in this album you said you can't take the country out of this girl. But that was 6 years ago, so we never know. We never know. Okay, you guys, thank you for coming to my channel and watching this whole video. And, until the next time, you guys, I will see you then. Or maybe not. Who knows? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go now, so bye.